Hi everyone, I hope you're having a really good day today. I wanted to spend a little time with you, talk about Unwind the book. But before we get into that, I just wanted to check in and see how you're doing. I know that you've probably received the information that all of our classes now are going back to virtual online only. I'm not really sure how many of you that is affecting, but I'm sure it might be some of you, and I'm sure it's really disappointing. For us, we're already completely online, but doesn't mean that it's not affecting all of us. We worked really hard to try to make it these small face-to-face classes work, and it's not. So it's really unfortunate, and I'm sure you're disappointed. Everyone is. But I just wanted to make sure you were okay, and then I also wanted to quickly just mention that I know on-campus housing is closing as of Sunday, which means some of you may be scrambling for places to live. If you need any help or resources, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to be available to you, and I'm just wishing the best for you. So I know these are really challenging times. I feel like I say that every semester. It seems like every semester I say that and the challenges get even greater. So I'm thinking of you out there, and please feel free to reach out if I can help or be of support in any way. So there we go. One more crazy semester in our lives, and I hope you're doing okay. I wanted to talk about Unwind for a minute, and I want you to know that I'm fully aware that asking you to read a book by the second week is a little bit challenging. But I did want you to get started in it, and hopefully you're enjoying it. It's pretty fun. I'm not sure how far you got. I will hope that you got through it and that you're reading it. If you need an extension to do your blog till the end of the week, if you want to turn it in by Sunday, I'm happy with that. So just to let you know, if you need some more time, you have it. I know it's a big ask, and I'm thankful for you trying to get the work done. I'm sure you have a lot of other things on your plate too. But I love Unwind by Neal Shusterman. I hope you're enjoying the book. It's a fun book. I thought I would read the excerpt to, just talk about the initial idea of the book. And then there's a couple areas within it that I wanted to chat about with you while I have you as a captive audience. So promotional material to give the summary of your book says this: the Second Civil War was fought over reproductive rights. The chilling resolution: life is inviolable from the moment of conception until age 13. Between the ages of 13 and 18, however, parents can have their child unwound, whereby all of the child's organs are transplanted into different donors. So life doesn't really technically end. Connor is too difficult for his parents to control. Risa, a ward of the state, is not enough to be kept alive, and Lev is a tithe, a child conceived and raised to be unwound. Together, they may have a chance to escape and survive. So Unwind is a really interesting story, right? It basically has a couple main characters, Connor and Risa and Lev. There's some other really important ones in there too. And it's really their chance to escape being unwound and being used as donor parts. And there's some really interesting themes that I think pop up in this book. And I just wanted to share a couple of my moments that I really liked in here. So one of the moments that I think is really interesting, well, I can't tell you all about it, but they do unwind somebody within the book. And when they unwind the person within the book, it's really quite chilling. I have to tell you, when I first read this book and I got to the unwinding portion, it was like 3 in the morning and I read this and I was like, oh my gosh, this is freaking me out. But there's some really beautiful moments in this unwinding per se. It's an ugly practice and it's very scary, but there are some really also beautiful moments about consciousness. Another theme that I think is really interesting in this book is the idea of social consciousness or collective consciousness. You'll see this towards the end of the book when they get to the admiral's house. I'm giving you a little bit of a spoiler alert. But I find it really interesting, the idea of collective consciousness, how people are connected and how their ideas are connected to one another, and that they can understand things that maybe they don't understand on their own when they're in a collective environment. So at the end of the last part of the book in page 46, there's a really interesting part. And I think you should look at that and read that also. So I would look at the unwinding for sure. I might look at the end when they're putting, well, I won't say it. When they're putting somebody back together again. I think that's a really interesting part. And then I also think that there's some really interesting work with radio when he can hear the consciousness of the person whose body parts he has. I find this to be a really intriguing idea. So I don't want to ruin too much, so I'm going to stop there, but I hope I've whet your appetite a little to go into this book and that you're enjoying reading it. I'm going to do one more thing before I go, and I'm just going to read a little bit from the first chapter. Part 1, Triplicate. I was never going to amount to much anyway, but now, statistically speaking, there's a better chance that some part of me will go on to greatness somewhere in the world. I'd rather be partly great than entirely useless. Samson Ward. Anyway, that's the beginning quote of the material. I hope you're having a great day. If you want to talk to me more about it, if you've read it and you want to think about some ideas, I'd love that. Shoot me an email and we can have a chat on Zoom about Unwind. It's kind of an intriguing book. Have a great night. I'll talk with you soon. Take care.